All right, so sure, we can talk about fighting, children fighting. I look rough because I look like the end of the day because it's the end of the day, but I do not mind talking about fighting. So with positive discipline, there are three methods that they talk about and give you ideas and tools about on how to handle fighting with siblings. However, what I want you to understand is the foundation of these principles is that the idea is that parents don't get involved as much as we possibly can in sibling disagreements. We allow them to work those things out the best way that they can. We don't get involved unless we absolutely have to. Now, so that's important to note because it also depends on your culture and your household, right? Because some households are okay with some fisticuffs coming out and somebody getting a pause put on them. And some families are not okay with you fighting it out. And so you have to decide on what type of family you want to be and what you think, how you think the best way to outline that is. But let me just go over the three methods with you. So there is the beat it method. I liken this to the old school method that our parents have done for years. You know, when your mom's like, hey, you know, so but in positive discipline, you don't say the A, you don't say anything. You go into the room where they're arguing or whatever they're doing, whether they're fighting, they're arguing, whatever. You go into the room that they are in and you make sure that they see your presence. You look at them and you leave. That's the beat it method. It's basically like y'all know I hear y'all, right? Y'all know I'm observing what's going on. Then there is the bear it. So that's where you go in and you stay. You don't beat it. You don't leave. You stay. You make sure that your presence is known and you just stay and you watch how they handle the conflict. You still do not get involved. You don't take sides. You don't ask what's going on. You just go into the room and you watch them and you stay for them to stay in the majority of the time that they're resolving the conflict. And then there is the boot them out. Now, there's three different ways to do the boot them out. It's one method with three different ways to do it. And here's what I mean by that. So you can, if you're a parent who's okay with a bit of pause getting put on and however they're going to resolve it is how they're going to resolve it because they have to learn how to deal with each other as siblings. You might say, get out. You know what? We don't fight in this house. Y'all want to fight? Go outside. Don't come back in until you resolved it. And you just let them go outside and fight. That is a positive discipline method. Now, another positive discipline method is removing them from the scene of where their argument is going on and having them go into another room, but go together. So you know what? Both of you get up and go into your rooms or go into your, if they have separate rooms, go into Tiffany's room and don't come out of there until you've come up with a solution to how you're going to play these video games respectfully. You know, that you can boot them out that way. And then if you're a home where you're absolutely non-violent, you're absolutely about problem solving, or if you're a home where your children are younger and so you're modeling and teaching them still how to resolve conflict, you could do the boot them out separately. So you're putting them in separate rooms. You know what? No, this is not how we resolve conflicts. Everybody needs to take a beat and separate. So Tiffany, you go into your common corner. Troy, you go into your common corner, and we're going to work on our coping strategies and coming down, and then we'll come together and talk about a solution. Those are the three methods for handling disagreements between siblings or anyone really in positive discipline. Thanks. So I'm in another room because I'm a mom and mom things happen. But so let me explain why we don't want you involved. What tends to happen, mom, villagers, is that you come with these predetermined assumptions and you make a victim and a bad guy. Oh, you're the oldest. You have to be more mindful of your younger sibling. Can't you just let him play with it because he's the baby? Oh, you know your sister has autism, so you need to make concessions for her. You need to understand. You have to make concessions. You need to understand. You need to treat your younger sibling better. You need to treat your little brother better. You make a victim and you make a bad guy a lot of times when you interfere in these conflicts. And sometimes it switches, right? Sometimes you make the other child the victim and the other child the bad guy. But either way, we don't want a victim and a victim and a bad guy. That's not what we're wanting. And we don't want you to be used in their arguments, because that's what usually happens. The baby, the person who is always picked on, is the one who uses you in their arguments. Mom, protect me. You want to treat them the same way. You want to focus on solutions, and you want to meet their unmet needs individually and together. But you don't want to interfere in those conflicts. But this is important. The important part of this is you have to be encompassing all of the positive discipline in your household to be able to do that, because you're supposed to be teaching and modeling those other things, like mutual respect, like empathy, like mistakes are opportunities to learn, and problem solving, and not focusing on shame, guilt, and blaming. Those things are being taught in your household and modeled, so your children will learn and start to show those things in their own conflict resolution together. But you need to be as hands off as possible.